Good afternoon, Sevens. So I looked over your guys' responses from this morning, and mostly what I see is people just needed a little bit more time, but it seems like things are going well. If you guys have questions, obviously you have an opportunity to jump right back into the Zoom right now, and let's field those questions right now. But if you are near done, or when you finish, I guess, you'll come back and watch this video. So in this video, the last thing we had to talk about is, well, some things we've already talked about, volume and surface area. You know the volume now is the area of base times the height or the depth. Those are just different words for the same perspective, height or depth. The surface area is the sum of the area of all surfaces all around an object. So we already know, or you know, the volume of all right solids. Right solids is to say if this dimension is perpendicular to this dimension, like the base here is flat and the lateral dimension is vertical. So those are right solids. You can do the volume of all of those. You can do the surface area of all right solids with polygon bases. And you did that this morning. I see that in a lot of your work. What we haven't talked about is the surface area of cylinders. Now, some things are obvious in the surface area of cylinders. Surface area is the sum of all surfaces, sum of the area of all surfaces. Well, the basis of this cylinder are obviously circles. So to add up all of the surfaces, we have a circle on top plus a circle on bottom plus the lateral surface. The lateral surface goes around this. Lateral means side. So as an experiment, just to look at this word lateral, I want you to touch your right hip with your right hand and reach your left arm across your body to grab your back under your right armpit. If you push into your hip, you'll feel a large muscle on the back kind of bump out. That muscle is called the latissimus dorsi muscle. It's the same root word as lateral. It's literally side. So like that muscle group is the side muscle group. That's how it's labeled in Latin. And the lateral surface of this goes along the side as well. So the lateral surface is like a can label in this case. If you picture a can of soup and you peel that label off of the side, you end up with this rectangular label. And this side is the circumference, because right here, if I wrap that label back around our can, it's wrapping around the bottom of this surface here. So we have the circumference down here, which is handy because we know how to compute the circumference. Circumference is just, is 2 pi r, or pi times the diameter. Either of those is fine. And this other dimension here is the height of this. You picture that. So this is the height. So the lateral surface of a cylinder makes a rectangle, and that rectangle we can see has area of base times height, which in our case is 2 pi r times the height. And there we have the area of the lateral surface. So this is just this can label piece. So we've counted up this, which means for the surface area, we also need the circle on top and the circle on bottom. So it's easy to go ahead and finish this completely. For the full surface area of a cylinder, we have what we had up here. That's the lateral area. I'll say 2 pi r h plus the circles on top and bottom. And each of those circles has an area of that's circumference. An area of pi r squared. Pi r squared. So here we get our surface area equation for a cylinder. But the thing I would really like you to take away from it is just the only new thing is this idea of lateral surface area, that can label as a rectangle. And so then you have the base times the height, and the base is just the circumference of that circle plus the two other sides. So your assignment today is here, but I'm actually changing the directions. I want you to choose 3 of each activity. So I basically, of these 6, I want you to only do 3. And of the next 6, only do 3. But for each of them, I want you to do the volume and the directions, whatever's asked. So you'll only do 3, but maybe I'll do this one, which means go ahead and find the volume. In this case, find the lateral area of each cylinder. So that's just the rectangle that goes around the side. Great, you can go ahead and do that. In the next ones, it's the same idea. But I'd just like to point out how we would look at a base here. Sorry, a lateral area here. So again here, there are 6. I want you to do only 3. But in those 3, find the volume and then find the lateral area and the surface area. So here I have a base that's a triangle and a base that's a triangle, meaning the lateral area is this rectangle, square, and rectangle. So you'd add up those 3 pieces for the lateral area and then add the bases in for the surface area. I think the rest of it will be clear. Again, you'll have a chance to ask questions in the Zoom or send me an email at any point. Have a great day, sevens, and best of luck.